What would it take to pull off the global chemtrail conspiracy? If a global chemtrail conspiracy were real, the logistics would be staggering, honestly, a nightmare to coordinate. Let's break it down step by step, imagining what would be required to secretly spray chemicals from planes on a worldwide scale. This is purely hypothetical, of course, but it gives you a sense of the scope and numbers involved. 1. Manufacturing the chemicals. What's needed? Massive industrial facilities to produce the supposed chemtrail agents, e.g., aluminium, barium, or whatever theorists claim. These wouldn't be small labs. Think chemical plants capable of churning out thousands of tons annually to cover the globe. Process. Raw materials, metals, compounds, would need to be mined, refined, and synthesized. Supply chains for these materials would involve mining companies, transport firms, and processing plants. People. Hundreds of workers per facility, chemists, engineers, factory staff, truck drivers. If we assume dozens of plants worldwide, to avoid detection and meet demand, you're looking at 5,000 to 10,000 people just in manufacturing. 2. Distribution and storage. What's needed? A global network to ship chemicals to airfields without raising suspicion. This means secure warehouses near airports and a fleet of trucks, ships, or trains. Process. Disguising shipments as something mundane, e.g., jet fuel additives, while ensuring no leaks or whistleblowers. Storage facilities would need to be climate controlled and hidden from regulators. People. Logistics coordinators, warehouse staff, drivers, and security personnel. 400s of airfields worldwide, maybe 2,000 to 5,000 people to handle distribution. 3. Modifying and maintaining planes. What's needed? Aircraft retrofitted with spraying systems, tanks, nozzles, and dispersal tech, without anyone noticing. These could be commercial jets, military planes, or a secret fleet. Process. Engineers would design and install systems, mechanics would maintain them, and inspectors would need to be silenced or complicit. Planes would need regular checks to ensure the sprayers work. People. Thousands of aviation technicians and engineers. If 1,000 planes are involved globally, a conservative estimate, with teams of 5 to 10 per plane, that's 5,000 to 10,000 people. 4. Loading the planes. What's needed? Ground crews to load chemicals into tanks, disguised as routine refueling or maintenance. Process. Specialized equipment, e.g., tanker trucks with hidden compartments, and strict schedules to align with flight plans. Crews would need training to handle hazardous materials discreetly. People. At least 2 to 3 crew members per plane per flight. With thousands of flights daily, you'd need 10,000 to 20,000 ground staff worldwide. 5. Pilots and flight crew. What's needed? Pilots trained to activate spraying systems mid-flight, plus co-pilots and crew who don't ask questions. Process. Either recruit thousands of pilots into the conspiracy or automate the process, still requiring someone to program it. Commercial flights might be used, meaning regular airline pilots would need to be in on it or oblivious. People. If every major airline flight is involved, tens of thousands daily, you'd need 50,000 to 100,000 pilots and crew. A smaller, dedicated fleet, say, 1,000 planes, might cut it to 2,000 to 5,000. 6. Flight planning and coordination. What's needed? A central command to plan routes, ensuring even chemical distribution without overlapping or missing areas. Process. Air traffic controllers, meteorologists, to account for wind patterns, and planners would map out flights. This would require hacking or infiltrating global aviation systems. People. Hundreds of coordinators per region, plus IT specialists. Globally, 1,000 to 3,000 people could run this. 7. Cover-up and oversight. What's needed? A bureaucracy to silence whistleblowers, bribe regulators, and spread disinformation. Process. Government officials, media manipulators, and scientists would need to debunk sightings or tests showing chemicals. Legal teams would handle lawsuits. People. Thousands, politicians, PR experts, lawyers, and enforcers. Maybe 5,000 to 10,000 worldwide. Total scale and numbers. Planes. 1,000 to 10,000, depending on whether it's a dedicated fleet or all commercial flights. People. Conservatively, 30,000 to 50,000 for a small operation. If every major flight is involved, it could balloon to 100,000 to 200,000, pilots, crew, ground staff, manufacturers, planners, and cover-up agents. Cost, billions annually, chemicals, plane mods, salaries, bribes. Think military budget levels, hidden from public finance. Challenges. Secrecy. Keeping this many people quiet is the kicker. One leak could unravel it. Scale. The operation would dwarf most government programs, requiring flawless coordination across borders. Evidence. No trace could show up in fuel samples, plane inspections, or air quality tests without a ready excuse. So, if chemtrails were real, you'd need a small army, tens to hundreds of thousands, working in lockstep, all sworn to secrecy, with unlimited funding and tech. It's a conspiracy theorist's dream, but a logistician's headache. The sheer number of people involved would be a massive Achilles heel. With tens or hundreds of thousands of folks in on it, many with families, moral compasses, or just loose lips, the odds of someone spilling the beans would skyrocket. People aren't robots, they talk, especially if they think humanity's at stake. A whistleblower wouldn't even need a smoking gun, just a photo of a modified plane, a chemical shipment manifest, or a leaked memo could ignite a firestorm. Historically, big secrets like this don't stay buried. Look at something like the Manhattan Project, thousands worked on it, and while it stayed quiet during wartime, leaks trickled out later. A chemtrail op, running indefinitely across the globe, would be way harder to contain. No gag order or paycheck could silence everyone forever. Someone's conscience, or desire for fame, would crack it open. Plus, in today's world, with cameras everywhere and X amplifying every whisper, hard evidence would likely surface fast. The logistics might be doable with enough money and power, but the human factor. That's the conspiracy's kryptonite.